What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why I feel like Earth and this world and just the human experience in general, why it feels like a school to me, right? It doesn't really feel like life, but more so it feels like a fucking school to me. I'm not sure if it's how the society is set up or how this world is, or just life in itself. Well, I do have reasons why, spiritually speaking, but I do feel like the older I'm getting, like, and the more I reflect on my past experiences and me putting two and two together within my traumas and within things that caused me a lot of like pain and suffering and stuff like that. Not only as me, but other people as well, on the things they've gone through and the similar shit that us as people go through when it comes to like breaking generational curses, breaking family trauma, and trying to like get out of these toxic situations that our family has placed a hold on us, not just with me, but like other people in general, especially when it comes to generational trauma and curses, financially, emotionally, spiritually, etc. Um, when it comes to like relationship trauma, romantic trauma, betrayal, finances, and loss, and just shit like that. It could be through drug addictions, anything. Now, I feel like the reason why Earth feels like a school to me in this world because one, we're forced to overcome a lot of trauma. And not only that, but it's also easy for the human body to experience trauma. Why is it that a lot of people, especially in social media, some people are full of shit, but other people, they're actually real, they're actually legit. They're all, it seems like everyone, damn near most of the population, everyone on social media you always see, they're all going through some type of healing journey. I understand it's part of life, it's common sense, but like, why is that everyone is going through trauma? Everyone is going through some type of grief. Everyone is going through some type of like pain and suffering in some way. Not just a select few people, but a lot of people. Give me 1 second. Like a lot of people. And it's like, why is that? You know what I'm saying? So part of me thinks that it's part of the human experience. Are we meant to experience pain, trauma, and suffering so we can overcome it? And even if we do overcome it, it's either lifelong or once we do overcome it, then it's an ongoing repeat of cycle. So we go through trauma, we overcome it, and then we go through more trauma, and then we overcome it. This is why people on a healing journey or on a twin flame or soulmate journey or just well, everyone has different types of healing journeys, but I like to use them for example. The purpose of the twin flame and soulmate slash journey so they can heal trauma. This is why they meet their twin flame. This is why there's a runner and chaser phase, and like the twin flame triggers their trauma. They both mirrors to each other, and it's not just a moment, but it's a lifelong series of healing. And like a lot of people are experiencing this, not just with twin flames and soulmate connections, but with any connection in general, where like a lot of people they're constantly experiencing a lot of like trauma and pain that they're trying to overcome. Everyone is in some type of healing journey, whether it be through like a food addiction, alcohol addiction, through mental health issues, through like abuse, through like financial trauma, just all this stuff where a lot of people are trying to overcome and heal from these trauma. But why is it so easy for the human body to allow trauma to like interfere to be in their bodies and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like I know people they're apparently they're trying to heal from trauma since their childhood. A lot of people apparently have like a lot of childhood wounds and stuff like that. Why is my nose itchy? Give me 1 second. Damn. Oh, man. But like a lot of people are experiencing a lot of like childhood trauma and like a lot of like they're trying to heal from narcissism and narcissistic abuse, and it seems like a lot of people are experiencing this. And it's like, okay, like, is that a coincidence? Obviously that can't be a coincidence. So is there like a certain regulation or a certain rule that in this timeline that humans who are incarnated in this timeline they're meant to experience, and their goal is to heal trauma? Why is it lifelong, and why does it take so long, and why are they even experiencing this shit in the first place? Some people may say they chose to experience this. Some people may say it's spiritual warfare. Other people may say it's because Earth is like a school for spirits and souls to incarnate in. So once they incarnate into the human body, it makes sense that they have to go through so much pain and trauma, because in order for souls and spirits to grow and evolve spiritually, they have to experience a lot of pain and trauma. And the best way to experience pain and trauma is to incarnate into a human body, because the human body, the human experience in general, this human experience is correlated to a lot of pain, suffering, trauma, and having to overcome bullshit, pretty much. And at the average spirit soul, like if they keep on reincarnating to a human body, and the more they experience all this bullshit, then the more they're able to evolve and ascend spiritually. So that makes sense of why people say Earth is like a school, pretty much. I'm not saying these are facts, but this is what I heard. Give me 1 second. Damn, man, my nose, bro. Why is it itchy? Okay, but it's like it's ridiculous. So this is what I'm saying though. Like, so is Earth like, is the human experience, is it really a school? Because if you also think about it, a lot of people, because we live in a world where everything is corrupted, everything is evil, and everything is restricted, right? And if that's the case, then, which is true, because like we can't travel around the world, we can't really live our life, we can't really enjoy our life, or we can't really like expand our horizons or even live life fully without having to feel some type of fear, some type of restriction when it comes to money, because money controls all of our lives. Money is the reason why we can't travel. People, there's a lot of broken households, there's a lot of broken families, there's a lot of crime and and crime activities and deaths and wars and battles, all this crazy shit, enslavement, all this shit you think that's bad? Well, all that shit is caused by money. All that shit is caused by the government and the people in power who hoard most of the earth's resources, and they're hoarding most of the earth's wealth pretty much, and they're not sharing that shit. They're controlling it to where they want people to be enslaved and feeding the system, their system, so they can keep it going and running. So, and not only that, but spiritually, technically, if God in the universe, if they created this realm, then technically that's their fault because they're allowing shit like this to happen. People may say, oh, we have free will, and like, yeah, but and there's certain and there's like the devil's playground, like demonic entities also has some certain types of free will to where they can manipulate this reality and realm so they can feed off of suffering off of human beings and shit like that. I get it, but at the same time, is God in the universe, how much are like, at what point are they going to step in, and how much are they going to allow? I understand, because like, it's not our fault. It's the collected people. It is our fault to a certain extent for allowing this shit to happen and being so gullible and not taking action to expose this shit and to make changes. But at the same time, like, we were subjected into this shit and none of us remember our past lives. So if we don't remember our past lives, clearly we don't have the answers or the proper knowledge or wisdom or memory to even change this shit up. The best thing we could do is to realize it, acknowledge it, and try to wake people up through social media. But that's the best we could do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it's weird. This shit makes no sense. So okay, so yeah, so that's reasons why I think Earth, because if, like I said, God, the universe, they created this shit and they're allowing certain things to happen. I'm pretty sure they could change this shit up. They can. They have the power to, because they created it. So why not? But they choose not to. And why is that? Because my theory, I'm not saying right, but my theory is that Earth is like a school for souls and spirits to fucking learn, pretty much. This is why everything's bullshit. It takes so long. You got to go through so much inconveniences, so much dumb shit. It wastes their time working. That's why we're forced to work at these jobs. We're forced to go to school from kindergarten all the way to high school and shit like that. If you don't go, then you get a ticket. Why everything is so enslaved and controlled and manipulated. And there's worse shit going on in these third world countries. There's a lot of wars and battles going on, and there's a lot of karmic cycles we have to go through, such as healing family trauma, breaking generational curses, going through romantic relationship trauma, even friendship, platonic trauma, financial trauma, poverty, mental health issues. The average human being goes through these things. Doubts, fear, and worry because of the system. So everything correlates. And we're constantly at a state where we're overcoming trauma. And then we're experiencing trauma, and then we got to overcome it. Then we experience different types of trauma, and then we overcome it. It doesn't have to be the same thing. It can be different things. This is why this is why a lot of people don't like life, or at least I don't. I find life as very annoying and very stupid. It's very stupid. Life could be very advanced and a lot easier and a lot more great, but it's not. Life is operating at such a stupid ass level to where I get annoyed, and this is why I make YouTube videos talking about this shit. But yeah, so this is why I feel like Earth seems like, it just feels like a school. It doesn't really feel like life. I don't think, again, this is my thoughts. Maybe I am being pessimistic, but I'm not saying it's true, but it seems like we're not meant to enjoy life. It just seems like we're meant to experience trauma and bullshit and learning lessons nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you make a lot of money, even you're rich, you still have so much responsibilities that you rather not do. If we were to live life realistically, most of the population wouldn't be doing this shit they'll be doing. They wouldn't be doing the shit they'll be doing. The only reason why people are living life a certain way, or even think and talk a certain way, and they're doing certain things at a certain way, is because of the society and this world we're living in, because the amount of restrictions they have on us. We're not living life, we are surviving. We are living life off of fear. That's not how you're supposed to live life. But unfortunately, we live in a reality, in a realm to where everything is controlled and restricted, and now is run by fear, because they're hoarding and controlling most of the population's resources, and they control us by money. So, That's why I feel like Earth is like a school pretty much, because obviously if it was big of a deal, I'm pretty sure God or the universe, they'll step in and change that shit up. Maybe they are, but we're not realizing it. And maybe it's our fault. It's the collective's fault to a certain degree. But at the same time, it's like, can they not see that shit? Because this has been going on for such a long ass time, for fucking thousands of fucking years. At least help out, you know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna help out because even though they're the ones that created this shit, is because my theory is because Earth is like a school for souls and spirits to learn. My friend also tell me that Earth is like a prison planet, because we've done some bad shit in the afterlife or in different realms, so now we got to pay the consequences, and so Earth's kind of like a jail for souls and spirits. If that's the case, I'm not saying it's true, but if that's the case, then that makes sense on why everything's just so fucking lame and so depressing and so stupid, and nothing really changes. World corruption still continues. Pedophiles and child traffickers and these Masonic bloodlines, they still rule over this world, and like we're still being controlled by money, and we're still being forced to work for these jobs in order for us to survive and put a roof over our head and to feed our kids and family and ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So everything is kind of restricted in that way, you know. So and nothing is really changing. Even if it is changing, it's happening very slow, and even then, that's not making a huge difference, you know. So this is why I feel like Earth is like a school in a way. Earth, or this world, it does seem like a school, because it fucking seems like either a school or a fucking punishment, or like, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, but in order for you, like, let's say you do have good dreams and aspirations, you got to go through so much shit. You got to go through so much bullshit and clear out so much karmic blockages and healing generational trauma, financial trauma, and all this other shit. And you got to go through so much bullshit just to get what you want, or just to live life and how it should be, which is you being free, not being controlled by finances, and doing whatever you want, whenever you want. Obviously not recklessly. We're not harming people, because I feel like naturally it's not human nature to harm people and to do some dumb shit. But because we live in an evil ass world and everything is so controlled and restricted, that people are naturally going to, that shit is naturally going to bring the angry side and the barbaric and the fearful side of human beings. This is why people commit crime, people do deaths, there's wars and battles, because all this shit is orchestrated by the government or the people in power who rule over us, such as them hoarding most of the resources and all this other shit that keeps us restricted and living at a fearful state, to the point where it makes us act this way, pretty much. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying these are facts, but this is from my perspective, this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but based on my research and how I view things, that's how I think, pretty much. Or that's how at least I view this world, pretty much. I could be wrong. I could change my perspective. Who knows? But we'll see. And I am open to changing my perspectives and shit like that, but it's at least from what I've seen. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not accurate, I'm not saying that, but this is from what I've seen. So yeah, and like, I hope once you die, I hope reincarnation isn't, I do believe in reincarnation, but I hope it's not forced on us. I hope we're not forced to reincarnate into this human experience. I hope we're not forced into this existence. I really hope not, because if we are, then this shit sucks, and there's a lot of issues that needs to be addressed when it comes to the afterlife and shit like that. I'm getting off topic here, but it's just like, this is why I feel like Earth, the older I'm getting, I'm starting to realize that like Earth really isn't or life itself isn't what I think it is or what I thought it was. Is actually very, very disturbing and very stupid in a way. Because if Earth is a school and Earth is like a prison to a certain extent, then it makes sense of why everything is the way it is and nothing really changes. The best way you can combat that is having that awareness and try to live life the best way you can in your own terms. Don't let life control you, you control life. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there are good parts, there are fun parts in life. I'm not trying to be like a down. I'm not saying everything's like that. But what I'm saying is, from overall perspective on what everyone's going through, because everyone seems to go through different cycles, different life situations, but it's the same energy. Shout out to Chauncey One. That's what Chauncey One said. We go through different things, but it's the same energy. Shout out to him. It's a different illusion, pretty much. Shout out to Chauncey One. He's right. So yeah, but that's all I got to say, man. I will make another video about past lives and shit like that, and on why I think about it, my perspectives on it, and yeah, but because I do believe in past lives, but like, and there's a lot of evidence and things that back it up, but like, I don't get why, if past lives and reincarnation is a real thing, why does God or the universe, why do they, or our higher selves or a spirit or whoever's in charge, a certain energy, why do they erase that shit from our memory? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because, you know, is it because if we're gonna know too much, then we're able to fix this shit? the type of timeline we're in. You know what I'm saying? So it's bullshit. Me, I have a lot of anger and frustration and annoyance. The older I'm getting, the more I'm participating in society, because you're forced to do things you don't want to do, and you're forced to deal with a lot of dumbass shit, and you're forced to be around people you don't want to be around with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't reincarnate here. I didn't choose to work at a bum ass fucking job my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck wants to experience that? I don't. Fuck out of here. You know? Like, I choose here to fucking travel around the world, to have fun, to meet new people, to learn new things, and do shit on my own terms. You know what I'm saying? I'm not forced to be a fucking slave for the system that I'd rather not fucking do it. But yet we're so programmed, and people were so used to doing it from growing up, because our parents forced us to go to school. We had no say so. We had no questions about it. We don't know what the fuck is going on, but we knew we hated it up until high school, and now we're forced to work at a bullshit job that we'd rather not be in. We don't know anything about health. We don't know anything about world corruption. We don't know anything about spirituality. We don't know how to heal our bodies and shit like that. So we're just forced into this bullshit. Who the fuck wants to, like, we weren't born to do that shit. We were born to do the opposite and to live our lives to the best of our ability, following our hearts and passions. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say, and let me know what you think. And yes, overall, I do feel like Earth, in this human experience, it does seem like it feels like a fucking school, and this shit's fucking annoying. But that's all I got to say, and have a good one. Peace.